Are you ready to learn the top skills and tasks that you'll be doing as a sales or even lead generation virtual assistant? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 skills that you need to learn and to master if you are a sales VA or a lead gen VA, and what the beginning, intermediate, and expert or master mode looks like for each skill. Now, if you have no idea what a sales or a lead gen VA is, you're essentially making sure that people who want to be interested in working with your client are actually going down a sales funnel. Now, sales funnel different from a marketing funnel where you basically try to get their attention, trying them to do some action. A sale is now getting on a call, getting them through, making sure that their needs are met and expectations are set. So the difference is where the marketing funnel ends is a sales funnel begins. So you've gotten their attention, you've got an email, you can now either call them up, chat them up, or even be the first to let them know like, hey, we have this, would you be interested in this? And you're following through basically that whole process of the awareness, of getting their interest, of making sure that they're the one, having them decide like, yes, I want to move forward, or no, this is not a match for me. Even if they do say no, that's still a win for you because at least you've gotten clarity of whether this person is the ideal for your client or not. Now, the first one, which is honestly the most important one, is CRM management. What I mean by this is you are managing the people who are coming into the funnel of your client and who gets to be closed and who said no, basically. So it's looking at the data as they come in and making sure that things are up to date. So they could be using CRM tools that are really complicated, or they might have tools that are more in-house. For us at 2XU, we usually just use Notion, to be honest. It's not the best management tool, but because we have other automations that we have on there, we use Notion. Some clients will use Asana, some will use more intense tools, basically depending on their use, depending on your client and who you're working with. It might just be a simple spreadsheet even that you're just updating the status of. And if you have no idea what a CRM is, it's basically your client relationship manager. So you're managing the relationships of the people coming in to the attention of your company, or of course their client's company. So you're trying to figure out what that looks like and following him through the funnel. So what the beginner looks like when you are learning CRM management as a skill is essentially getting familiar with the tool that your client is using. You are able to create some of the new profiles that are coming in and manage them as they go through that funnel. You might even be also moving things around in there. Now, the intermediate of this, what it looks like is you've gained a little bit of proficiency of not just managing the people coming through the pipelines, but even managing the pipelines themselves. Let's say that your client has 5 different products. You're able to manage people through whichever product they would be more likely to buy from or to purchase a service of. So let's say, for example, you're working with a client who has a 90-day program, a one-on-one program, a group coaching program. Let's say that's just 3. And with your intermediate level of learning CRM, you're able to put people depending on where they are best fit, and you're managing, again, multiple pipelines, not just the people who are coming in. Now, the mastery of this is that you are now proficient in not just the tool, but you've also been able to put in automations, you put in essentially things that make your life better filters maybe on knowing if this person is a match or not, and of course creating analytics and reporting for your client so they can adjust better. So as a really good example in 2XU, we always look at our CRM, we're always looking at our own analytics, which is why we know that our ideal clients are people who are coaches and consultants versus like just generally saying entrepreneurs. So we've had to make that change recently because we're always looking at our numbers. So that's the difference basically between someone who's a beginner and a mastery when it comes to managing a CRM. Next is prospect research and qualification. So just like I talked about earlier on the CRM side, where a lot of you is just basically managing people through, the next part of that is learning how to profile and qualify someone. So what this means is essentially you're making sure that someone is the right fit for your client at the beginning stages, so you're not wasting their time, you're not wasting your time having this person go through the pipeline in the first place. So the beginner level of this is you can conduct research and look at potential leads. The intermediate is you've now learned how to identify if they are a match of who you're looking for. You're able to gather relevant data before they even hop on a sales call or fill out a form to be an interest or to be a potential client. And you can start prioritizing the leads based on if they're a better match or not. Let's say you're in 2XU, you're helping qualify people to us. Client A is a business coach. They have been doing it for 2 to 4 years. They match the profile closely versus this client right here, potential client, has just started their coaching business. They're about a year. So you being an intermediate at knowing how to qualify and research people, you know that this is a priority. You're having the people prioritize this person first in responding, versus this one, you are going to be responding to them as you and try to see if they could be actually qualified or not. Now, the mastery level of qualifying people is that you are able to really filter out high quality leads that almost a no-brainer for these people to want to work with you, because you have taught to their pain points very, very clearly and what it is that company basically can offer, and you can start anticipating the client needs based on market trends. So as a really good example, when the world closed down and everyone was working remotely, I stepped in. I'm like, oh, people will now need virtual remote executive assistants because everyone's going to be work from home anyway. So you're able to anticipate different things based on what is happening. Next is lead generation and outreach. So what this is you are reaching out to people or generating leads, trying to get interest into the business directly for a sale. What a beginner level looks like with this is you are able to generate or use email templates and be able to reach out to people with a predefined list. An intermediate level of this is you are now able to customize and really make sure that you're essentially combining the research that you did earlier and when you're messaging these people, and you're able to track these people as they go along through the CRM, and you're able to track how effective different strategies that you might have used. So for example, let's say you did all just LinkedIn outreach and the next week you did all email outreach, and you see like, hey, email actually works better than LinkedIn. So you're able to now start deciding and strategizing which one actually works. And the mastery of this is you are able to use multi-channels to be able to get leads, basically, to get people to want to book a call, to get people to move through the funnel, basically. You've created custom emails for different batches of people that you might be reaching out. So you're split testing as well on which emails will work or not. And you're using a lot of data to be able to maximize what it is that you're doing in your lead generation efforts. Next is a skill in sales support and communication. Now, depending on the kind of sales VA that you are, you might just be doing lead gen. That's it. You're trying to get people to want to be interested into doing the call, or you might be doing on the flip side of it, of you're actually the one doing the calls with potential clients. Now, what this look like at the beginner level is you're going ahead and scheduling sales meetings and handling the assets that need to be created. So things like your proposal or post meeting notes even. What this intermediate could look like is you're fully supporting the sales team. You're scheduling them on calls, maybe even travel arrangements if they have to travel from one place to the other. You're helping them prep for presentations, and again, doing that first part of researching and making sure that they're qualified client, and that you can handle the basic objections basically with the potential clients. You're going back and forth with them before they even get to the sales rep. And the mastery of this is you fully develop essentially a system for yourself when it comes to handling and working with either the sales team or the potential client themselves, handling objections, handling rescheduling difficulties, or basically even following up months later and getting that lead back into being interested in working with the company. And one of the biggest tasks and skills that would be amazing for you to master as a sales VA is going ahead and mastering data and reporting. So the beginner of this is you can generate basic reports, be able to tell people who are relevant to, like, hey, you need to know this data. And the intermediate level of this is that you can create more comprehensive sales reports, be able to adjust the strategy as needed, be able to identify places for improvement, and tracking the key performance indicators for different sales reps and making sure they're all aligned on it. Now, what the mastery of this looks like is you're starting essentially to predict what could happen depending on different trends, depending on the data that you've gathered, is then you're able to also strategize what can happen essentially in the next 6 months to a year, depending on what's happening right now. So then things can launch off of your numbers, of your data. They're not just a report that you gave, but you've given the actions that need to be taken based on the data you've collected. Now, if you guys liked this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what kind of sales VA are you. I would love to know. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. Which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and remember that small steps matters. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!